My name's Ed Snowden. I'm 29 years old.
That was the moment the world was introduced to Edward Snowden. In 2013, he made explosive claims about government surveillance.
I worked for Booz Allen Hamilton as an infrastructure analyst for NSA in Hawaii.
Revealing the U.S. was spying on its own citizens while lying about it to Congress. That it accessed phone records, emails, photos, even what someone searched for online. Those leaked documents eventually implicated Canada, too. His bombshell revelations transformed the way we think about privacy. They triggered debate over freedom versus security, and whether Snowden is a whistleblower or a traitor.
The bottom line is, this is a man who has betrayed his country.
Snowden is now exiled in Moscow, an icon of the anti-establishment, which makes him a compelling character for Oliver Stone. The legendary American director is no stranger to controversial topics. He's tackled the greed of Wall Street, the Vietnam War.
My name is Ron Kovic. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I'm here tonight to say that this war is wrong, that this society lied to me, it lied to my brothers.
Even the assassination of John F. Kennedy. His new film, Snowden, just had its world premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival. I sat down with Oliver Stone here in Toronto. Oliver Stone, so nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Wendy.
This movie took you years to make. Reading the story of making it sounds very cloak and dagger, that you were very nervous. Who were you more afraid of, Hollywood or
Well, that's true.
or the Russians?
The major studios were turned it down. There's this chilling effect in our country from this world we live in of NSA super secret eavesdropping, and people are just different since 2001. And you know what's going on, or sense it. Some of it is hit Canada, but it's been, you never know why. And like in the 1950s when we had that first Cold War, there's always this chilling effect, this sense that you're being watched, you're being listened to. So we never got it on with the studio, but basically the film was financed from France and Germany, and we shot most of it in Germany to get out of the way, to be off the grid, so to speak.
You obviously share some of his concerns. I've seen your PSA where you're saying, be careful, the state is watching you on your phone.
That was a tongue-in-cheek, yeah.
Hi, I'm Oliver Stone. This amazing little device allows us to talk to someone across the globe. But that's not all it does. It allows certain parties to track your every move every time you make a call, send a text. We are giving them access.
Are you concerned? Are you careful on your phone?
Believe me, I am concerned, yes.
I guess the underlying, the story underneath the story is so fascinating that and you portray it in the movie as the invasion of privacy was
on a massive scale, yes.
Was justified
Yes.
as preventing terrorism.
That's correct.
And yet Snowden, in your movie, says, and in real life, says it had nothing to do with that. It was really about money.
Well, terrorism was is real, and it is threatening, but it's not at all. It doesn't compare
It was used
to what the
as
real
an excuse.
stakes are, which is, as you say, money, societal control, the reach. It's overreach. In response to terrorism, the NSA and the CIA, the whole intelligence community went into an overreach where they gave themselves the right to, in the name of terrorism, to listen in on everybody, not to selected targets. I mean, the truth is, good detective work works. It really does. Informers, most of the things that are revelations have come from inside the circle that exists. So there was no need, and there's no evidence that mass eavesdropping has worked on any level. And in fact, Obama appointed a presidential committee of professionals who examined it and said there's no evidence in any of this that this works. So why we're doing it? Why? Because, you know why? Because they can, and the equipment is so good. The satellites are so much higher, 220 miles in space now, big satellites, that they can do it.
There's a moment in the movie where Snowden says the real threat is not terrorism, the real threat is Russia, Iran, and China spying and stealing billions of dollars
Well,
of
that was an
Americans.
excuse in the movie. It's not said by Snowden, it's said by his supervisor, played by
Right.
Rhys Ifans. Now, he says that. And I think that's the type of excuse they use. They say, we have enemies. The United States has always operated on that basis. Our enemies are after us. The Russians are coming. The Russians are coming. I heard that all my life when I was a kid until I discovered that they were not coming and communism was not working. The truth is, we overprotected ourselves. We really wanted to build a national security state. A lot of money is at stake here. A lot, Wendy. I mean, you're talking billions and billions of dollars, 50% of the budget, $1 trillion. We will have $1 trillion invested in this new security business by right about now. We have about $1 trillion in with all this new equipment. And cyber warfare, there's no end to this thing, by the way, no end. And we'll get hacked. We started hacking, but they always say the Chinese are doing it. They always say the Russians are doing it. It's not, it doesn't work that way. We are the offender. We started it.
Well, that's what I find curious. You know, Edward Snowden said Americans need to know this. Now they know this, but nobody's talking about this issue.
They don't
in the
understand it, frankly, and I hope the movie, I mean, it's complicated. It's very complicated subject matter, and they get reassured, and the government has the ability to repeat and repeat and repeat. We're protecting you. We have a contract with you to save your life. It's a public good. We're doing you a public good. And I'm supposed to give up my civil rights, my freedom of speech, my freedom from search and seizure, my protection from search and seizure. I'm supposed to give that up because you're telling me I have to because you're protecting my life for the public good. That's a lousy deal. It's a terrifying conclusion, and it's a false conclusion.
But do Americans care? Do
They
they,
don't.
do they
The
care? I mean, you
government's been
keep
lying
hearing, and
to,
you
the
see it in the
government-
movie.
Yeah, I hope
I'm
so.
not doing anything bad, so why
Yeah,
should
exactly.
I
And
care?
then what do I have to lose? I know. What do I have to hide? I know that the argument, and not caring is a response that you may come to regret, because as the movie points out, they get better and better at this. It becomes ultimately a question of if we get the really rotten leader, a really rotten one, we already have a few, but if we get the wrong guy, it'll be a turnkey tyranny. We'll lock up the whole thing. Let's say Clinton wins the election. There's going to be more wars because that's the nature of the system we've created. Those wars may push her to the place where she says, oh, these protesters are too much, this, that. Who knows what happens? I tell you, it can get much more, it'll be like this. And we'll be into we already are. We don't realize it. We're scared. There's a chilling effect to all this business, you know. People are afraid to talk openly. I think we have to keep fighting this concept of a totalitarian state.
Donald Trump says Snowden.
I don't think
said
that's relevant to this argument. I think
he said that Snowden should be executed.
Yes, I know. And Clinton has been merciless towards Chelsea Manning, and 35 years in jail. She's a tough cookie too. So let's not kid ourselves.
Some are arguing for a pardon for
Oh, you're
for
talking about Snowden, yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Do you
certainly
see- do you see
it'd be
Obama
the
granting
humane
it?
thing to do. And not only that, you should be the head of the NSA and get rid of the crooks who are running it, because he'd be a really good chief.
Do you see that happening?
Snowden is a patriot, above all. He loves his country. He'd like to come home, but he's also very smart, and he understands this business of encryption and all this worldwide, and he understands what's necessary and what's wasteful.
Is it true you've been hanging out with Putin?
No, we're doing a documentary on him for next year. Yeah, we're.
Is he
which
a
I think,
hero?
you know, as they say in America, if they really don't get that, if you declaring an enemy, you should not get to know him. And I feel that there's
he an
been
enemy?
a definite blocking out of what he said. It'd be interesting to actually listen to what he's saying.
So you're about to be 70.
I'm 70, yeah.
You are 70 now?
No, I will be next
will be
Thursday if
next
you want to know the
Thursday.
truth. But,
Happy birthday.
thank you.
You're famous for your movies. You're also famous for your lifestyle. Like you've lived a pretty,
My lifestyle?
yeah,
What's
you've
my
lived,
lifestyle?
you've lived a pretty wild life.
Yeah, I have. But at 70, you slow down a bit.
Do you? Have you
Of
slowed
course you
down?
do.
Yeah. So you're slow now? You're not?
And my lifestyle, yeah, no, I've had a wild life. Yeah, it's true. I'm happy. It's full. Yeah, I'm. My energy level, sure. It's getting up in the mornings hard, you know. Sometimes.
But that's physically, spirit, like in your spirit.
Well,
are
that too. You keep
you're
working
still
on
raging
your spirit.
against things?
The idea of the films is that they brought me greater and greater consciousness. So I've worked at learning something new. This whole world of Snowden is new to me. cyber warfare, for Christ's sake. I started with the Vietnam War, and here I am in cyber warfare. No, but you grow in life, and that's the purpose of enlarging your consciousness is the greatest achievement you can have.
Well, it's been a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Wendy.
Thank you.